Tiger Woods, the living legend everyone knows. Those who have watched his tournaments among the locals crowd would know what a legend means. I am legend. How many people would be able to call themselves a legend? It was in the 2019 Masters I had the rare privilege to see Tiger and his rise through the ranks of the legends. On that Sunday at the final round, I was trying to get through the patrons gathered around the 12th tee box. At that moment, a well-known Italian golfer Molinari, who had maintained his poker face during the week, found the water with his tee shot. Just then, instead of sighing for Molinari's lousy luck, thousands of people started shouting, "Tiger! Tiger! Tiger!" It almost made my eardrums burst. The roar felt like the fanfare announcing Tiger's revival at the Masters that afternoon. With that victory at Augusta, he tied Sam Snead's records of 82 wins and had won 15 majors so far, challenging Jack Nicklaus' record of 18 major wins. Even if he doesn't break Jack's record, the world will invariably remember him as one of the greatest golfers of all time. Like Tiger Woods, all golf legends, including Bobby Jones, Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, have their own records. Jones, as an amateur, achieved the Grand Slam in both American and British amateur and major professional tournaments in a single year. Snead was the first to set a record of 82 victories on the PGA Tour. How about Hogan? He is one of the 5 career Grand Slammers to win all 4 major championships: the Masters, the Open, the US Open, and the PGA Championship. He is also remembered as one with the greatest comeback in the history of golf. After a year from a near-fatal car crash, which caused him shatter the bones of most of his body, he miraculously recovered and won the US Open. Nicklaus, whom I have met many times and even worked together for a golf course in South Korea, set a record of 18 major victories and later in his career designed hundreds of golf courses that bear his name worldwide. Each of them is so uniquely special that there will never be another, even from each other. Each irreplaceable story is a unique history that will not fade over time. We love to call people with natural gifts geniuses. However, no fine work can be done without self-discipline and toil, even with natural gifts. The lives of the geniuses who have demonstrated their talents in music, art, and sports seem to have a splendid life, at least on the surface. Their achievements are easily envied thanks to all the love from the fans and the wealth they built. However, their lives are usually accompanied by a deep, dark shadow cast behind a dazzling spotlight. The book Owning Your Own Shadow, written by Robert A. Johnson, a recognized authority on Jungian psychology, talks about the shadow, the dark side hidden deep inside our psyche. He says that we can truly live our lives fully only when we understand, acknowledge, and accept even those worst parts of ourselves. No one can avoid facing the existence of the shadow, and the size of this shadow may be proportional to the size of their social success. Tiger Woods reminds me of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the king of pop music, who dominated the 80s with his famous moonwalk, was far from normal from the moment he started to walk. His father, Joe Jackson, who discovered his children's musical talents from their early years, formed Jackson 5 and trained Michael and his brothers harshly. His training method was so harsh to an extent to be considered close to abuse. However, whether or not thanks to such training, Jackson 5 is recognized as the most outstanding boy group in music history. Even among the talented Jacksons, Michael was the most gifted child. He gained popularity by appearing on various TV show programs from an early age. Even as an adult, he pioneered new genres and made remarkable achievements in music history. Some might even say the music history changed forever because of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson received infinite love from music fans worldwide, but I must question, did he ever have true friends? He sure did gain fame and fortune, enough to build his own kingdom called Neverland, but only to separate himself from the world. He wanted to live like Peter Pan forever, but his own shadow may have haunted him until his death in 2009 from a drug overdose. In the life of Tiger Woods, there was a period the similar kind of shadow that followed Michael Jackson. Tiger is among the legends labeled a prodigy since childhood. Being trained by Earl Woods, his father and a former US Army Special Force, he became famous as a golf genius, appearing on TV shows and hanging out with the celebrities. At the age of 8, he won the Junior World Golf Championship and continued his unstoppable winning streak as a junior and even after his professional debut. On the last day of the numerous tournaments he competed in, this man of red shirts was unbeatable. His strong determination and mind-on play made a chill run through his opponents. Only a few dared to talk to him, and his charisma didn't really allow them to. He was utterly alone, walking down the fairway, only to be accompanied by his caddy. However, he who was loved by golf fans worldwide and made fortunes couldn't manage his own shadow, and marked a stunning fall from grace. Would all the attention have been unbearable stress to him? At the end of 2009, subsequent revelation shocked the public, and his playing career also suffered a steep decline. As his wife left him, and so his caddy, the media made headlines about his fall, and some of them were sure to bet that he will never be able to recover from it. But again, against all odds, 10 years later, he won his 15th major tournament at the Augusta. He showed the world that he was back in control. After his win at the Masters, the fans from all over the world believed in Tiger, that he'd show the magic he had before once again. But his triumph seemed not enough to free him from his shadow. 2 years ago, Tiger Woods suffered a major car accident. According to the news reports, he suffered multiple leg injuries from a single car wreck caused by speeding, but fortunately he survived. Behind the steering wheel, what would he been thinking? After 10 months of rehabilitation, Tiger finally returned this spring. But this time, standing next to him was his son, who looked just like him. Will Tiger Woods be able to fully recover from his physical and mental illness through the relationship with his son? We shall all watch him and his son with good faith and wish him a life that will never be overpowered by his shadow. A different path from what Michael Jackson had taken.